Bienvenidos! Welcome to another episode of Spain on a Fork. Today we are making a tapas dish that is seriously gonna blow you away. We're talking Spanish mushrooms with onions a la pimentón. This is basically mushrooms that you cook with extra virgin olive oil until you end up with a beautiful brown crusty sear. Then you add in some onions and finally some sweet smoked Spanish paprika. Folks, this recipe is so easy to make. It truly has the most incredible textures and flavors, and it's all done in just 30 minutes. If this is your first time here, don't forget to smash that subscribe button and click on the bell icon. That way you can get notified when I release new content and to become a part of the Spain on a Fork kitchen. To all my returning subscribers, welcome back. So we're going to begin by grabbing 12 button mushrooms and adding them into a sieve. Now to make this recipe, you can use whatever type of mushrooms you like. I like to use the button mushrooms as their mild flavor works perfect with the rest of the ingredients and they don't overpower the dish. And we're going to give the mushrooms a quick rinse under some cold running water, just between 10 to 15 seconds to remove any of the excess dirt. The secret here, give them a quick shower. You don't want to give them a bath, otherwise they're going to start absorbing water and they're going to lose their beautiful texture. Then I'm going to add the mushrooms into a salad spinner and spin them completely dry. If you don't have a salad spinner, no big deal, just dry them by hand with either a dishcloth or paper towels. Once all the mushrooms are dried, I'm going to give them one last pat down with some paper towels just to ensure that there's no excess dirt in the mushrooms. And we'll cut each mushroom into thick slices that are 1/4 inch thick, which is a little over 1/2 centimeter. Alright, let's start cooking our dish. I'm going to grab a large fry pan and heat it with a medium-high heat. Very important to use a higher heat when you're working with mushrooms. That way that water can evaporate from the mushrooms and you end up with a beautiful texture. If you use anything lower, the water's going to stay in the pan and you're going to end up with soggy mushrooms. After heating the pan for about 3 minutes and it's nice and hot, I'm going to add in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, which is 15 milliliters. Along with half of the sliced mushrooms. You don't want to add them all in there at once, otherwise you're going to overcrowd the pan and you're not going to get a beautiful sear on your mushrooms. And start mixing the mushrooms around with the olive oil, that way each slice of mushroom is coated in the olive oil. Once all the mushrooms have been coated in the olive oil, you want to place them all in a single layer and cook them for exactly 2 minutes without mixing them. This is going to give the mushrooms a beautiful crusty sear, which at the end is what gives these mushrooms the most incredible texture and flavor. After about 2 minutes, I'm going to flip the mushrooms to sear the other side, and once again, we're going to go for exactly 2 minutes without mixing the mushrooms. After a total cooking time of 4 minutes, that's 2 minutes per side, and each slice of mushroom has a beautiful crusty sear on each side, I'm going to start removing them from the pan and transferring them into a dish. And we'll cook the other half of the sliced mushrooms with the exact same technique. While our second batch of mushrooms are cooking, I'm going to finely dice 1 medium-sized onion and roughly chop 4 cloves of garlic. Once all the mushrooms have been seared and they're out of the pan, let's start cooking the onions. Using the same pan with the same heat, I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil, which is 30 milliliters, and immediately add in the diced onion. And start mixing the onion around with that olive oil. We are on a medium-high heat, so it's very important to mix this continuously. That way the onions don't burn and they all evenly saute. After about 4 minutes and the onions are lightly sauteed and are fully translucent, I'm going to lower the heat from a medium-high heat to a low-medium heat. Add the seared mushrooms back into the pan, along with the chopped garlic, half a teaspoon of sweet smoked Spanish paprika, which is a little over 1 gram, what we call here Pimentón de la Vera, and season everything with sea salt and freshly cracked black pepper. And we'll give this a mix, that way all the ingredients are evenly mixed together. And we're going to go here for another 30 to 45 seconds. This is enough time for all the flavors to come together and for all of the ingredients to be perfectly cooked. After about 45 seconds and the garlic is nice and aromatic, this dish is ready to go. I'm going to remove the pan from the heat, transfer everything into a serving dish, And we'll sprinkle it with some finely chopped parsley. Our Spanish mushrooms with onions a la pimentón are done. You saw this, so easy to make, incredible aromas coming out of it. But the beauty of this dish is gonna be the texture of those mushrooms. Let's give this a try and see how it turned out. Now this is what I'm talking about. Here we go. Absolutely beautiful. So many great flavors between the onion, the garlic, the mushrooms, and that sweet smoked Spanish paprika. But the beauty of this dish is the technique we cooked and prepared those mushrooms, and they truly have the most incredible texture and flavor. You saw this, easy to make, comes together in just 30 minutes in my opinion. This is what great and simple food is all about. Really quick before I go, a shout out to a couple of my patrons, Michael and Kelly Thompson, Dr. Michael Barbitz, and Terry Cakeling. And guys, thank you so much for being patrons of Spain on a Fork. You know how much I appreciate you. For the rest of you, if you're not with me on Patreon, consider becoming one, as it really helps with ingredients and equipment to continue making videos like this. You'll find my Patreon link in the description box below and iCard above. If you enjoyed today's video, hit that like button, leave me a comment below, and if you're not subscribed, you know what to do, smash the subscribe button. Till the next time, hasta luego.